Hey guys, 8th thread of the 12 threads of Zenthai Shiatsu. Today we have stillness. And stillness is associated with the earth element in traditional Chinese medicine. So, stillness. Stillness needs to be recognized in each moment. Our seeking for stillness leads us away from what is true. Stillness is always here. We just simply need space to recognize it. When we sit with stillness in our active and non-active states, there is a richness and a strength like no other. This is what will allow us to directly experience the purity and power always available. Stillness, a wonderful concept, a wonderful thing to weave into the threads of your life. Personally, I love stillness in its many ways, forms, and shapes. I think stillness and silence are an integral part of my life. I very much enjoy being quiet. I very much enjoy being at peace, sitting in silence, not talking, just letting the stillness wrap around me as a blanket. I feel like stillness can really bring me back to the center, really allow me to settle in, to ground, to feel connected to my heart. Stillness is a big part of my life. And I think that whenever we are struggling with finding answers or contemplating different difficult decisions we need to make, or maybe we're stuck in some situation and we don't know what to do about it, it's usually in the stillness that the answers come. And whenever I feel stuck or confused or overwhelmed, usually the answer for me is not to go in and do more or try to act more or try to be more forceful, like I said in my previous video, but rather to be still, to sit down and slow down and take a moment to just sit with myself. Not necessarily do anything, just sit down and stare into outer space or stare into nature or even stare at a blank wall and just listen and hear what's bubbling up from the depths of your being. Your heart is always speaking to you. My heart is always speaking to me, and I have a choice in deciding whether or not I want to listen and then act on what it's telling me. And so it's only in the stillness that I am actually able to hear what it's saying. And there's a tremendous strength and power in that, in the listening through the stillness, in the bringing your awareness back to a single point of focus and not being distracted by too much loudness, by too much doing, by too much being involved in everything that we need to take care of every day, our responsibilities. And I'm not saying to escape our responsibilities or to deny our responsibilities. I actually think that spending time in stillness is a very big responsibility we have. Because if we never take time to be still, we are just constantly on the run. And we are not really slowing down to pay attention to what the stillness is telling us. And right now, the stillness in me is telling me to really focus on myself, my own energy field, my own discipline, my own pursuits, my own truth, the things that are residing within me. Stillness is telling me to pay attention to that. And stillness is also inviting me to be still more often. I really enjoy just to be quiet in the morning and to not really talk too much, to just do the things that I want to do, my yoga practice, my meditation, making breakfast, making my bed, showing up for myself in silence. I used to always listen to music or to podcasts or audiobooks or talk to people, calling people. But now I'm more in the stillness, and it's been a very rewarding process for me to spend that time in stillness. There's so much for us to hear in that stillness. There is so much for us to tap into when we actually take the time to slow down and to remove the noise and to witness the power that is coming through, whenever we take away the obstruction of the distraction and we allow ourselves to really sink in. So this concept of stillness is a very important one in my life. And I really resonate with most of the qualities of the earth element in traditional Chinese medicine as well. It has a grounded quality, a nourishing quality. There is a solidity also in its essence, and I really resonate with that. I tend to be kind of more like heavy in my energy, but also kind of centered and locked in and kind of stable, loyal, um, committed to a few things. I love routine. I love to show up on a regular basis, preferably on a daily basis. And I think that a true commitment means to show up even when you don't want to, even when you're not enjoying what you're doing. And of course, there needs to be an awareness of whenever you're crossing a boundary for yourself, whenever something is really not working for you anymore, then it's time to call it quits maybe and to change course. However, I think that there is going to be times where anything that you do, that you pursue, whether it is a skill, a job, a relationship, a practice, whatever it is, there's going to be moments where you don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then I can tune into, okay, what would love do right now? Is it a way of for me to punish myself, or is it a way for me to show up and to commit and to show devotion and to show effort and to show a desire to really show up, to really show up for myself and for the people around me. And I think that in this stillness, we can also really cultivate that connection to that commitment. The strengthening of that commitment can happen in the stillness when we listen to what our heart is saying, so we can truly show up for ourselves. Yeah, that's my reflection on today's thread. I hope you found it helpful. I hope that you're well wherever you are in the world, and I wish for you to have a wonderful day. Talk to you very soon.